Um, so packaging technologies. I don't think I've used this acronym before, WVTR films. This is water vapor transmission. Water vapor transmission rate is packages that have slits or micro slits built into the plastic or film. And these films allow water vapor to move through the bag very easily. Maybe you've seen it. I would say the most common product I've seen in a water vapor transmission rate film is the fresh grapes. I've seen grapes packaged in this so they don't get wet. It's using the same idea as the strawberry clamshells with holes in it, only you're using thin slits in film instead of large holes in a clamshell plastic solid container. Now, something like that, which is so obvious, the slits in some of these larger bags, you can see those slits really obviously. There are other ones that have very controlled water vapor transmission rates with slits that are not nearly as obvious. And it just keeps the product from getting soggy, from getting wet. You need to allow the escape of a small amount of moisture. If you let too much moisture out too quickly, your product dehydrates. Higher OTR films, so the oxygen transmission rate, again, allowing for higher respiration rate products. So with higher OTR films, you can include mixes of different vegetables and leafy greens and things in a mix that is going to work without running out of oxygen. Palette modified atmosphere or controlled atmosphere. MA is modified atmosphere. And there's technologies. We use that extensively shipping strawberries to Japan. We would pallet wrap the strawberry whole pallet with plastic. And as we were wrapping it, we would inject the nitrogen to lower the oxygen for the plane flight. And it was a little more complicated than that, but essentially you modify the atmosphere once in an entire pallet or pallet-sized bin. They even have OTR patches. If I've got a plastic bin with a lined plastic bag and I seal that plastic bag at the top, most large, strong plastic bags, it would be impossible to make an effective OTR film for that. So what do? They have a hole, a large hole, maybe the size of a quarter or a silver dollar in the bag. And they put a patch over that with a very specific OTR rate on the patch. And so it will diffuse oxygen throughout the pallet. It's amazing how fast gases in atmosphere diffuse. You don't need a fan to do that. It just happens naturally with the heat in the environment. Even at cold temperatures in the low 30s, diffusion happens very rapidly. So you can use these OTR patches on large containers. So that would be an MA pallet. Controlled atmosphere, CA, you actually are over time injecting or changing the gases as they are being transported or stored. Uniform package gas exchange. I'm not going to get into that. I think I have enough with the MACA concepts. Quantitative respiration rate determination, RR, respiration rate. I mentioned that numerous times, but you need to put a number on it. You need to quantify it. And you need to figure out what is my respiration rate for my product. And it has to be matched with the modified atmosphere that I'm going to put into the bag and matched with the OTR of the film going to be used and The size of the package. Remember, the OTR, the oxygen transmission rate, is a rate per some unit area, like a square centimeter of bag. The bigger the bag, the more oxygen transmission because I've got more surface area. A really small bag with the same OTR film is going to have less oxygen transmission rate.